how did you find the people who are helping you manage the facility in Lovekin?
So it was my general contractor's wife. I just asked my GC
Oh, yeah.
because he's local to Lufkin, and he recommended his wife, and she's been a pleasure to work with. Before that, I was using someone I found on Indeed.com. I just put up a job posting for self-storage manager, 25 an hour, and I got quite a few people interested in that. And that's how I found them. The next property is, do we have any more questions or should I jump into
No,
that?
you can go to the next one. Yeah.
Okay, this is Lifetime Climate Control Storage. It's in Iowa Park, Texas. It's a small little town here, close to Wichita Falls. Wichita Falls is a much bigger city. I think they have about 100,000 people there. Iowa Park is like 6,000 people. So obviously you're not going to get as many move-ins or move-outs as Lufkin, but this is 57 units, 50 storage, and then I have 7 shops here. So it's nice. I get income from the retail as well as the storage. The tenants have been there an average of over 20 years. And so we have a donut shop, we have a gym, we have nail salon, jewelry store, and it's right across the Pizza Hut, which is also good. There's a lot of commercial tenants here. We got bank, gas station, and this facility I found it on Crexy. I bought this at a little bit over 8% cap rate, which was pretty good, I would say. It was previously a Dollar General. The previous owner bought it and converted all of this to climate control self-storage, 50 units in here, and then we have the retail, shops there. And yeah, I bought this for 681,000. Gave huge rent increases to people, bumped up the revenue, and now I'm in the process of adding in 38 additional units in the back area right here, which is costing me 35,000. Janice International is taking care of that project for me, and yeah, the goal is to sell this one and then trade up into something bigger.
And so for this is interesting because we actually have one under contract that's like, it's like storage plus commercial plus like an apartment. So this is interesting to me. So when you increase the rent, because these people that I'm buying this building from too, these buildings from, they've been there forever and like have not gotten a rent increase in years. Like what happened when you increased all the rents? Were they like all pissed or what?
Yeah, I mean, so I got quite a few messages from people, even though I only had 50 tenants, but I had a waiting list. So I'm like, this warrants a rent increase. I had a lot of move outs. My occupancy dropped from 100% with a waiting list to 78%. So huge drop in occupancy. But overall, I was still making more money because the rent increases were much more than 22%. They were more like 60, 70% rent increases for some of these tenants. And I didn't do it gradually. I just bumped up everybody in one shot to the market rent. So I had a lot of move outs, but eventually, those units started to fill up, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units vacant. So that should get us to 86% occupancy. But given that it's a small town, the lease up process is always slower. And these are all like similar size units. They're all medium size, 10 by 10s, 10 by 12s, and we have one 10 by 11. I've noticed there's more demand for the smaller units and the very large ones. And so I think that's also part of the problem. So that's why, here we're adding in about 38 units, which are all small units.
That's interesting. Yeah. So what size are your smaller units?
They are 5 by 10s, 5 by 5s,
Whoa, that's
5 by
crazy.
7s, 4 by 4. So we got a little bit of a mix here,
Is
but
that
right
like the back of the building, like inside it?
yeah, it's just an unused office area. It's like, so we're adding in about 1,100 square feet of storage.
And you increased all the rents on the retail space too, right?
Retail space, no, because I'm locked in by a lease.
Oh, okay.
But there were some small increases there, and yeah, I mean, getting about $4 to $5 per square foot per year on the retail.
How long are the leases locked in for?
Those about a couple of years, anywhere from
Okay.
1 to 2 years. And
Okay.
so I had a bunch of people, the renewal rates were coming up at the same time. So some people had the option to renew, so they exercised that option. So it was a predetermined rate increased from like 650 a month to 680 a month. And then other people, we had to sign a new lease. So one of the guys, he was just paying me way too low. He was paying 275 a month. And we negotiated a rate because he was running a very small business there and he couldn't afford to pay a whole lot. So I bumped him up to 375 a month. And even though that unit should be more like at least 500 a month, I would say, just to kind of be nice to him and keep it
Yeah.
full, because finding tenants on retail is not as easy as it is for storage.